luck, Olivier, because our next two speakers are just that. So our next two speakers, please welcome to the stage. We have, I'm sorry. Apologies that we actually weren't able to finish your last slides. We have André Blanc, the Innovation Director of EYRA Group, who is not only Innovation Director, but also CIO, and Edouard Duverger, who's the Chief Information Officer of MCI Group, who also makes sure that everyone is secure and is the ones managing those million alerts, I think.
Yeah,
so.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, everyone, and thanks a lot to the GLOBALTECH Summit to let us to be here today. The objective is really to share with you if the cloud can be secure, and as Olivier said with Staporo, what can be the solution we can also implement to be secure on the cloud. First of all, excuse me, I'll forward this one. I would like to thank you, Edouard Duverger, to be here today with us and to share also his experience about the cloud and the transition he made from several years now, from the on-prem environment into a cloud environment, and if, we will see at the end of this presentation, if the security was raised with this kind of solution. But I'll let you introduce you, Edouard.
So Edouard Duverger, I'm the CIO of MCI Group, which was actually an event management company that was founded in 1987 in Geneva. We're now 2,000 people over 30 countries, and our strategy was already before COVID to be more digital and to do more brand activation, and COVID just accelerated things. So we're composed of 7 agencies and 6 ventures. And as I said, we're working worldwide.
Thank you.
Up to you.
Quickly about EYRA, we are a Swiss group founded 2 years ago and based on a long-standing presence in Switzerland with several companies, managing services, cloud, cybersecurity, talent management, and also technology provider. And as we signed the EYRA last week or last 2 weeks, we are also really involved in the sustainability because IT must reduce also his impact. So just, Edouard, jump into this big roadmap of your journey to the cloud, and maybe we can have an overview about what you did from the 2014 when you started to have this cloud project. Can you maybe detail?
So yeah. So as I said, we're basically an event management company. So our staff is not at the office. So we had to provide solutions that would answer our talents and clients' needs, and that can be accessible from anywhere and on any device. So we started what we call the walk into the cloud and decided to go to Google initially, which did not fully answer our needs. So then we decided to work with Microsoft. So at the beginning, what we did is actually building from scratch the entire new system. Based on identity, so what Olivier just talked about, which is the Active Directory. And as we were and we're still a small team, we decided to automate as much thing as possible from the beginning of the journey. So then, thanks to Microsoft also, that is providing a lot of solutions in the cloud, we were one of the first actually to fully migrate our data to SharePoint Online. I guess everyone now is using those solutions, or Google Cloud or something like that, which allowed us to access data from anywhere. And the challenge with that, and also Skype telephony, so you can get calls from anywhere and on any device. The challenge with that is that when your data is in the cloud, you're more exposed to attackers. So what we did is to say, what can we put in place to allow our users to be safe and our clients' data to be safe. Because we're working with most of the Fortune 500 companies and also big associations. And we manage around 2 million data, personal data per year. So this is why we have to, is it me or, yeah, I guess. 2 million data per year, personal data per year. So we have to keep everything as secure as possible. So we benefited from Microsoft Advanced Threat Protection, which is analyzing all your incoming emails. And then what we did is to put Microsoft Defender in place on computers, which is an AI solution that analyzes everything that is on your computer and checks if there are not malwares that are compromising your computer. And then something that was quite complicated is that we put multi-factor authentication in place. This was not very easy for users to put this solution in place, because this entire journey is very technical. But what we really need is to do change management. And that's the critical part that we have to go through to get the adhesion of users. And as Olivier said earlier, security is not fun. So you have to make people understand that you have to keep that in place and be as less intrusive as possible. But there are some things that are really helping increasing this security, and multi-factor authentication is one of the main solutions. And then, as I said, we put automation in place and other solutions.
Okay. You were talking about people in your company. Did they understood this transformation? What were they impacting their day-to-day job? And also, we talked about the COVID in last presentation. What was also the benefits or the challenge?
So it really impacted users, or talents, as I would say, because it was a drastic change of the way of working. So we had to do a lot of communication, a lot of trainings to be successful. But today, they will not go back. They really have something that is easy to use. They can move from their computer to their iPhone, to their iPads, and continue working, which is very, very efficient. And the good thing, as André was mentioning, is that during COVID, as you guess, we're an event management company. And you didn't participate in many events, I guess, for 2 years. So we're very, very impacted in terms of business. And as all of you, we were working from home. And the good thing with this entire walk into the cloud is that everybody was able to work as efficiently at home as at the office. And that really, really allowed us to thrive during this complex situation.
Thank you, Edouard. And also, we saw that you started also in ISO 27001 and 701 transformation and also certification. It was more about your client recommendation, or it was to raise your security posture?
So I didn't mention, but I'm an IT security engineer initially, so I have strong awareness on security. Before GDPR was in place, so starting in 2017, we were already answering a lot of RFPs from those big clients that we have. And we saw the increase of awareness from them on IT security and data privacy. So we had the strategy to be ISO certified, because basically that's what most of our clients are requesting. So it's a decision, an internal decision based on our knowledge of security, but a requirement from our clients. So hopefully we'll get this certification in 2 months.
We cross fingers. Thanks a lot. Maybe we can switch on the next one, because we have 5 minutes left now. And on the MCI group global approach with this kind of big journey, big transformation, you said about the driver, it was to let you users work from anywhere with any device in any time, also be more efficient, I think. What was the main challenge maybe you face in this transformation? We talked with Sapporo about the identity, and that's the center of the discussion in cybersecurity. But it's not a technological transformation only. It's also human and governance.
Yeah, as I said, we didn't do that for just for the tech purpose. We did that to answer business needs. So the driver is a business driver, as you can see. And we had to manage the identity, and which is a good thing to centralize and standardize it. But it's also quite complex, because if you get your personal identity compromised, as Olivier was saying before, then as we use single sign-on, everything gets compromised. So, as I said earlier, the human factor is super important, and we're a company that is centered on human. We're providing human services. So we had to work a lot on change management and ensure that user adoption is there across the entire globe. So we have to adapt to most of the cultures, which is not always that easy. And then what is super important is that you put governance at the center also of your project. And this also helps in change management, because if you work and define your strategy and your processes properly, then it's easier to have them adopted by talents internally. And one thing that is super complex, at least for us, is standardization. Because we're a group of small companies, and they're not working all in the same way. So you have to find a common factor and be able to standardize as much as possible, which allows you to automate also as much as possible. And then technology is just the enabler for that. So yeah, we use the cloud, which is really efficient. Also in terms of cybersecurity, it's great because we work mainly with Microsoft right now, and they spend $1 billion per year in security. Which is not what we can spend on our side. So this really helps.
Thanks a lot, Edouard. Can we say that this slide is the starting point of your transformation? Because I think today you are raising your security, maybe you have a SOC, and you also implemented SOC. Is it the enabler to be able to implement this kind of technology and also this kind of services?
Yeah, for sure, because you have to see in the long run. So if you don't take those three factors into consideration, then you will just like do small projects and add them without any vision. It will make the standardization more complex. And as you said, we're implementing also a security operating center, because we see that there are a lot of attacks. And again, as Olivier mentioned before, we get a lot of alerts. So we need to automate and find the right solutions to manage those alerts and not be affected by the false positives that are raised by the tools.
Yeah. And that's why also we are partner of Sapporo. Okay, the end of the presentation is a quick overview about the challenge and the benefits you can give us to you today. Give us to us.
So yeah, before our journey, we were a very small IT team. We were 2 people, and we didn't have that much standardization, and the IT system that was in place was very complex, and we didn't have the keys to it, which was even more complex. And after this journey, the good thing is that, or a good thing, is that we're still a small IT team, but we provide more and more services. So I think earlier in the afternoon, we talked about project managers that are in-house. That's the decision we took, because we want to
know our business and manage our business internally. And as I said, COVID had no impact on the efficiency of our business. And this also helped building trust in the IT team and be able to get people together and put more and more services in place.
So it's a positive journey you made to go to the cloud and also help you to raise your security posture.
Yeah, for sure. And reduce budgets also, so that's even better.
That's a good news. Thanks a lot, Edouard.
Thank you.